Hey guys, my name is Cameron Wilmington, and today I will be giving you a presentation on strategic human resource at ZoLifeS. This is for class HRM 635, and my teacher or my lecturer is Dr. Kyle Steadman. And let's get straight into it. So again, thank you for listening, and let's have a good presentation. Starting off, I just want to say thank you for watching my lecture at Zoe Life's on strategic human resource management. I've learned a lot about HR's function as a strategic business partner and how deliberate HR procedures may improve company performance throughout this course. I'll discuss my main conclusions, evaluate Zoe Life's current HR systems, and offer data-driven, morally grounded suggestions that are consistent with both legal requirements and Christian doctrine in this presentation. All right, starting off for our first slide, overview of HR at ZoLifeVest. For individuals at risk of abrupt cardiac arrest, ZoLifeVest is a medical technology business that specializes in wearable defibrillators. Although the corporation is quite good at coming up with new products, its HR organization has always been more administrative than strategic. But in order to support long-term objectives, there is a rising understanding of the necessity of diversity management, performance monitoring, and staff development. This prepares the ground for more extensive HR change. All right, moving to our second slide. We have acquiring and leveraging human capital. Zoe LifeVest recruitment strategy relies heavily on traditional platforms, resulting in limited candidate diversity and delayed hiring processes. Onboarding is often department dependent and lacks consistency. That said, the workforce is highly skilled and deeply invested in the company's life-saving mission. By refining hiring practices and creating structured onboarding with mentorship, Zoll can leverage its mission-driven culture to attract and retain talent. And some of the things or points we have on our presentation was recruiting, limited candidate pipelines, minimal outreach. Like we said before, they're kind of traditional in the recruiting, and it lacks diversity. Let's get many different ethnicities, different type of people in the workforce, and get the company bigger. Okay, next slide. Developing and training human capital. So starting off, at Zoe LifeVest, training has historically prioritized compliance and routine activities, with little emphasis on cross-functional or leadership development. Because professional growth is unclear, employees frequently feel stagnated. By funding focused training, leadership development, and upskilling initiatives like internal job shadowing or Lean Six Sigma certification, the organization would empower its staff and develop long-term capability. So, for instance, we have our current training, like we said before, our compliance focused, not developmental. Opportunities, upskilling, certified mentorship programs. With this, we'd have candidates coming in, maybe coming out of college, not feeling too prepared. When they get in here, we have a program for them to help them show the ropes, what they would do, what's appreciated, what's not appreciated in the company. And overall, I feel like this will provide a better way of giving employees something else to do, as anything you can get burnt out in a job. And I feel like with this will help employees stay motivated and want to be encouraged to sell more, but also make more money for themselves. Okay, so we have our pros and cons of current HR systems. Zoll's present HR systems are legal and provide good benefits, which is crucial in a controlled healthcare setting. Despite their dedication, supervisors are frequently overburdened with administrative duties. However, there is a dearth of strategic HR forecasting and a lack of departmental integration. These issues could be resolved with the use of cross-departmental task teams, career development frameworks, and engagement surveys. And just to go on a little bit, some of our pros, like we said, we have complying with healthcare regulations. We want strong employee benefits, benefits that keep the employee engaged, that offer the employee good things so their life becomes better. We have dedicated frontline supervisors. These are people who can need, if the employees need help, these are people they can come to and get help from with any questions or things like that. And these people are more experienced, and these are more of the kind of leaders. Okay, so we have our leveraging strengths and diversity for performance. So some of our internal strengths are starting off. We want technical, knowledgeable customer focus. We need our employees to be very knowledgeable about the products they're going to sell. We don't want to give our customers something that the employer doesn't even know what they're selling. Diversity focus, leverage generational culture and skill diversity. Like I said, there's many types of people in the world, all types of and ethnicities and nationalities. I think including more of a diverse base in the company would drive more people and more employee benefit, but more selling overall because each culture is able to tend to their ethnicity or their culture and know how to sell to them, if you understand what I'm saying. But getting on, Utilizing the age, experience, and skill set variety of the current workforce to foster greater creativity and teamwork is one unrealized potential. Zoll will be able to leverage diverse viewpoints and enhance problem-solving skills by establishing cross-functional teams and putting inclusive leadership training into practice. This strategy is also in line with research that indicates heterogeneous teams perform better in terms of innovation and decision-making than homogeneous ones. All right, moving on. We have our HR roles proposals specialist consultant or HR1. Zoll will benefit from employing an HR specialist and part-time HR consultant in order to transition to strategic HR. The specialist would be in charge of learning systems, onboarding, and recruitment. Leadership and consultant could collaborate on succession planning and personal planning. By encouraging a courteous and welcoming work environment, these positions could convey Christian values like stewardship, empathy, and most of all, like GC teaches, servant leadership. Okay, integrating Christian worldview in the workplace. Now, this is one of my favorite slides. A Christian perspective instills in the workplace a basis of respect, equity, and service. Zoll may promote a culture of acceptance and integrity by incorporating these principles into HR efforts, such as providing quiet spaces for spiritual meditation, fostering peer mentorship based on respect, and leading with empathy. This is consistent with servant leadership, which holds that a leader's job is to help and encourage others. Like I said, Zoll really holds these values like human dignity. Servant leadership is what GC talks about the most, and what we're taught a lot in this master's program. Fairness and justice, I feel like, is one of the big things any company should use, but Zoll Life has used as well. They always want to keep a fair and justice power. If you get treated fairly, if you do wrong thing, you're gonna have to get put to justice, do the right things. But all in all, we just want a diverse, fair company that treats everybody with respect, and everybody deserves the same respect they're given. Okay, so we have HR recommendations to leadership. Now, these are my suggestions, and I think these will help Zoll Life a lot. My suggestions include investing in leadership development programs, extending hiring pipelines through university alliances and DEI projects, and guaranteeing continuous legal compliance through planned policy audits. A human resource information system, HRIS, would also centralize performance, learning, and compliance data, allowing HR to strategically support and collaborate and corporate and support corporate objectives. And the main thing I really want to talk about was the university alliances and DEI project. Come out of school, these selling companies are really looking for kids or people who are ready to work right out of college. And this is, I feel like they need to incorporate this into schools coming in because right out of college they can be recruited, get trained up because it takes about 6, maybe 5 months to get trained up in a company. And coming out of school, you really don't have a lot of experience with other companies because you've been school driven. So with this, I feel like this will help school kids be able to get into the company quick, hire a lot of kids because they're looking for jobs. Jobs will be filled and selling will occur in the company, increasing revenue. Okay, so we have our personal development as an HR professional. Through coaching and data analytics training, as well as credentials like SHRMCP, I personally intend to further my professional development. In the workplace, I aspire to be a leader who bravely advocates for justice and diversity while setting an example of empathy. By combining my religion with professional skill development, I will be able to help staff members historically and improve business success. All right, for our conclusion, to sum up, Zoe Lifehouse is at a critical juncture where performance can be greatly increased by converting HR from an administrative task to strategic driver. Zoll can enhance its workforce and better fulfill its life-saving goal by investing in its employees, utilizing diversity, and upholding Christian principles of compassion and stewardship. And I know you keep seeing diversity a lot, but I just really think upholding diversity in company is very crucial. One of the main things a company should really ride on because diversity brings more money, but it also brings more customers. The more diverse people you have people to reach out to the different parts of the world and be able to sell to that person and sell to that culture, sell to that ethnicity. Or like if, for instance, I'll give you an example. When I was working for an internship for Zoe Life Fest, I had to go to a patient and I'm of the black origin, black ethnicity, African American, and my patient was black. And she was able to understand me because I understand our culture and I would understand her. I'm not saying anybody else from another culture wouldn't be able to, but I just feel like when you have people of the same culture going into these jobs, knowing that this was their life all along, they understand each other already from just a general point. I feel like that's where employee benefits come. That's where customer satisfaction comes in as well. So to sum it up, These are some of our references used, and throughout this presentation, my analysts and suggestions were influenced by these sources. They offer more proof of the significance of inclusive leadership and smart HR procedures in the fast-paced workplace for today. That is the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope Mr. Steadham, you enjoyed it as well. And I just want to say thank you for teaching me a lot of this class, and I hope you enjoy this PowerPoint. I hope you have a good day.